guys, this is Morgan from Highland Cycles coming to you with a video about the Oklahoma Gold Rush and what we're getting ready to do. So the Oklahoma Gold Rush is a race that happens just outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma in a little place called Hallett. It's actually at the Hallett Motor Racing Circuit, which is a road racing facility just west of Tulsa, kind of out in the country a little ways. It's an awesome race, right? It's this super duper cool mix of pavement, motocross, rocks, woods, a little bit of everything, right? And we've been going to this race now for, I think it's like 8 or 9 years. It is one of, if not the best race of the season for us. Let me just give you kind of a rundown about what it's all about. So, like I said, it's at a road racing facility out in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. We leave Thursday morning. We're going to drive down there. It's about 14 hours. It's a long way to go. We drive down there. So you show up Friday morning, usually like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. There's a Supermoto race. And it's not like AMA Supermoto with metal ramps and big jumps and all prep dirt and stuff like that. It's like old school redneck Supermoto. So they have this road race track, and you start on the road race track, you go into the grass, onto the track, into the grass, into some dirt. They have a couple little jumps. Anyway, it is so much stinking fun. We race the expert class because why not? It's not my discipline, but why not? It's a run what you brung. Doesn't matter on wheels, tires, anything like that. You can run anything. So I run this thing with knobbies on it. Super duper fun. Kids race that thing too. It's just a blast, right? And it's usually you get about 6 laps per heat and then like a 10-lap main, something like that. Anyway, really super fun start to the day. Then that evening is a motocross race, and they have a full-on motocross track. It's really mellow and small. It's not huge. No doubles, all just tabletops and just really easy things to jump if you want to jump them. And it's, like I said, it's small. It's almost like what Supercross would be, but with motocross jumps. But it's cool because they do it under the lights, and there's stands and crowds yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering, and it's just an absolute blast, especially for a guy like me who doesn't race motocross ever. So it's just a new discipline, another different discipline to have fun and do. It's really, really great. Kids race that thing too. They have little kids classes all the way up to pros. I fall somewhere in the intermediate range on that one and have a blast. It's really, really great. Then Saturday morning is the Grand Prix, and the morning race is for the kids, the beginners and women. And so it's an hour or an hour and 15 minutes long. It's a Grand Prix. And let me walk you through a lap of the Grand Prix track. So you start out in this big field, and everybody starts straddling the front fender and facing backwards on the bike, right? So dead engine, nothing running. They wave a flag that's behind you, obviously, or behind you as the race course goes, in front of you as you're standing there. Wave a flag, run around, get on the bike, take off. They build this huge big wall of dirt in front of you to kind of slow everybody down. You drag race down to a 180 turn. You drag race, I don't know, maybe 200 yards down more grass, just as fast as you can freaking go. Then you peel onto the pavement. You go a full lap on the pavement, about a mile. Well, I shouldn't say a full lap, almost a full lap on the pavement. It's about a mile of pavement, and just like taped. Super fun. All the turns are kind of funky and off camber and sketchy, and it's lots of elevation changes. It's just a really cool road race track. So you do that, and you're like, yeah, and you're just trying not to crash it on the pavement because you look like a big moron. And then the last section of pavement is this long, like 6th gear or 5th gear, whatever your top gear is, pinned wide open down the pavement, and then you exit into a 180 on the dirt. Come around that thing, and it's like mayhem, right? Because I mean, everybody's funneling into this thing. Come around that thing, squirt through this gate that they have. It's like super a little bit sketchy because it's a gate. You're racing, but you go through that thing, and then you come out on this big open field. It's all these rolling hills, and it's all funneling down to a single track that's like way out there, and it's again just taped as fast as you want to go. And the bike's like come over these rises, and it gets light in the front end, gets a little twitchy, and just stay on the gas, go, and there's some buried rocks, and it's craziness. And it's like mowed grass, though, so you can see everything. Go down, go around this pond, and then it shoots you right back out onto the motocross track. So now you're on the motocross track that you raced the night before. Do the whole motocross track. Come off of that thing, turn, go down behind the grandstands. They have this huge, big, like, speed hump jump to try to check you up, because after you get over that thing, you're like taped, and there's just this wall of trees, right? This huge wall of trees, and you're like at the trees, and if there's a trail in there, but it goes in and hard left. I mean, it's like, it looks like there's no entry. So you go into the trees, boom, take a left, and then you're off to the races, dude. It's like ha 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 through the trees in this beautiful red dirt that holds moisture. There's some roots, there's some rocks. It's just a ton of fun. I mean, grip like you've never had grip if you're from Colorado, because we don't have dirt like that. And tight turns. I mean, it's just turn, 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 turn. Every now and then a little straightaway, take a breath, and then turn, 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 turn. You go through that, you come out, you go through like the one kind of rocky section of the whole course, come out, and then back on the gas, and it's wide open again, drag racing down these grass fields. But these ones are a little scary because they got more embedded rocks. I mean, again, it's mode, you can see, but they're sketchy, right? And you're like just holding it wide because everybody else is too. I mean, if you're trying to race. So, and you go through some trees, and then through some trees, and you come up around, and hey, you come out of the trees, but on the other side of this big tire wall, and you can see your pits, like if you're going to pit. And like my parents are always standing there taking pictures. Right? So I come out, come over, jump this thing down into, you come across this big long straight, jump down through this usually like a little bit of a mud hole, then on the gas hard, through another fence like gate thing, back around, and you hook a 180 and come down through the scoring chute. Just one second. Got to slow down through that, and then you're right back on the road course. And you do that for 2 hours on Saturday. The kids and women and beginners do it for about 1 hour 15. The rest of us do it for about 2 hours. And it's just like, it's so much fun. It is so much fun. And you can't believe how good these knobby tires actually grip on the pavement. It's amazing, really. Because you'd think you'd be sliding all over the place. But really, they work pretty stinking good. So that's Saturday. It's so much fun. It's just an absolute hoot. Then Sunday, you get back up, you go back to the track, and then now it's a Grand Prix, but it's 3 hours long, and it's a team race. Now, normally I have a team with my buddy Jason. He's not able to make it this year, so anybody who's going out there that wants to race team with me, let me know. Also, if not, I'm going to Ironman the thing. It's going to be awesome. So it's going to be super fun. Oklahoma Gold Rush, look it up. It is so much fun. It is an absolute, it's the one complaint I get, people like, oh, it's just expensive. Whatever. Yeah, it's expensive. It's racing. It's racing motorcycles. It's crazy expensive. But it's so much fun and so worth it because you get to ride, I mean, miles on your tires and bike in one weekend. It's great. I mean, usually the 2 hour race, you get 80-ish miles. The 3 hour race, you can get more than that depending on whether you're on a team or not. And you got the moto and the supermoto. So, I mean, it's awesome. You get a ton of time. Usually completely wear a set of tires out, which is fun to do. I mean, it's expensive, but it's super fun to wear a set of tires out in a weekend. So yeah, highly recommend it. Absolutely think you should look into it and go with us sometime. We go every year. It's the first weekend in November every year. And yeah, it's super duper awesome. So that's what we're doing. So stay tuned. If you don't follow us yet on Facebook, please do, because we'll be doing live videos from the racetrack. We'll be doing tons of updates. Also, our Facebook page is pretty cool, I think. So definitely check that out. So now, let's talk a little bit about the bike. What we've done to this bike to get ready to go racing, right? So this is Daisy, our 2018 250 XCW. An absolute brilliant machine. I love this motorcycle. It really is just phenomenal, right? So this bike has been awesome. It's obviously, it's a rental. So it actually just came back from a rental yesterday. And so it gets used like a rental, it gets beat on. But it's been just amazing, honestly. We've had it just over a year now. It's got almost 200 hours on it. Already done one piston. But yeah, it starts and runs like a dream. So normal things to get ready for a race, obviously service, clean the air filter, change the oil, spark plug, all that stuff, right? But if you've watched this channel for a while now, you'll know that I've been doing lots of testing on tires, and I've got lots of opinions about tires and things like that. So here's the deal. When it came time to go racing, I didn't ask for any sponsorship from anybody. I didn't ask for any deals from Kenda or any of the guys that have been really super helpful in the past. I just went and picked out my favorite tires. So let's take a look at that. So come up here on the front and you'll see that I'm running the venerable Bridgestone M59. This tire is the absolute best tire I've ever used. That's all I can say. I don't really have other words for it, except for that I've used lots of other good tires, you know, definitely really good tires. The Parker DT from Kenda is a good tire. The Shinko 216 Narrow is a good tire. Actually the Ibex from Kenda, the front is actually a pretty good tire. See, I've used the X30 front, the Bridgestone X30 front. Also a good tire, but I keep looking for a tire that's gonna be like this tire, and I haven't found it yet. So this thing has just been great. Now, everybody's got their own opinion. I hope, you know what, I hope you guys have differing opinions. I hope someone comments below that this thing's a pile of crap, it's the worst tire ever. That's fine. I mean, that's the thing about tires. Everybody can have their own opinion. I respect those opinions, but for me, the way I ride and the kind of bike I ride, I generally like two-strokes, it's great. It holds up well. It is very predictable, right? So it's not maybe the best in every terrain, but it's super predictable. It never does anything that you don't expect it to. When you cram the front brakes on, you know exactly what this tire is going to do. You know when it's going to break loose, when it's going to hold. It's great. So I'm a giant fan of the Bridgestone M59 up front. And again, not a paid advertisement. I paid for these tires, and I didn't pay full retail because I don't have to. But here it is, Bridgestone X30. Again, I keep looking for a tire that's as good as this one, and I would say actually the Parker is a better tire in the desert, but this thing, in the rocks, in the roots, and in the desert, and in the soft stuff, and on the pavement, like this weekend, it's just good. It's really good. I've never had one rip a knob off. I've never had one wear out super fast. I mean, they wear like anything. Any good tire, they wear relatively quickly, but they're just an amazing tire. So that's the tire setup we're going with. I'm excited. We're gonna have a full review of those tires at the end of the race. I'll show you what they look like. Let's take a look at them now, like I said, so you can get a good idea of what these things look like when they're new. It's just a good solid pattern. It's kind of like the 404, if you knew what that one was. Anyway, it's a great tire. In those tires, I am running the Nitro Mousse Platinum Mousses. So I could probably get better performance with air, especially at the Supermoto and the Motocross. And even the Grand Prix, I could probably get away with air because it's a relatively smooth area with not a lot of rocks. And the rocks you do encounter aren't at speed. So I could probably get some better performance with air. I could, lower down, do whatever, dial it in, right? But here's the thing. I'm driving 14 hours. I'm spending hundreds of dollars in entry fees between me and the kids and all that stuff, buying food, a hotel room, all that stuff. I am not going to end a race because of a flat. That's not happening, okay? So that's why I run mousses. I run them around here because I also don't want to have a flat. But when I'm going racing, there's absolutely no question, always mousses. Nitro mousses have been really good. The platinum ones have been great. I don't have any problems with them. This is the third rear tire and the second front tire on these mousses, so they're nice and squishy. They feel good, but they're not worn out. Another question I always get about this race is what gearing do you run? Because we have this whole pavement section and we have motocross and super. Anyway, it's a crazy weekend, right? And I'm not taking a whole bunch of sprockets and chains. I mean, people do or could. I'm whatever. I don't want to work on my bike while I'm there. I just want to ride. So gearing, is tough. This is an 18 250XC W, so it's got a 6-speed wide ratio transmission. First gear is pretty low, 6th gear is relatively tall. But what I run what I run around here, which is a 13-tooth countershaft sprocket, which is starting to get a little bit worn. Then I run a 52-tooth rear sprocket, so it's 1352. I love this sprocket by DDC Racing. Nate at DDC has hooked me up with this thing. It is brilliant. It's a lot like the Dirt Tricks sprocket, but it's got a little bit different webbing design, which makes it actually even stronger. They're bulletproof. They basically never wear out. 1352 is great because this bike, I've been clocked at this race. It's pretty cool. They have a big speed trap, like a your speed is thing, a setup every year so you can kind of, see how fast you go, just for fun, right? I've had this bike at over 80 miles an hour with that gearing in top gear, so that's plenty fast for me. I don't need to go any faster than that on a dirt bike ever. I really won't ever use first gear at this race. It's just not going to happen because it never slows down that much. But around here in the gnarly rocks, the 13 is kind of nice, and I just don't want to change it. I could probably honestly go to a 1450 for this race, or a 1350, something like that. It might be a little bit better, but again, this is what I run, and I don't like fiddling with things. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions about the bike, just comment below. I'll answer them. I'd be happy to. Jetting. I know you guys are going to wonder about the jetting, right? So we are running the Mikuni. We got the stock Mikuni TMX on there. If you guys have watched any of my videos, you know that that's what we're running. It's got the JD jet block gasket kit fix. It's also got the JD jetting kit. So here's the deal. Everybody complains about jetting and it's like, I don't want to jet my bike and it's so hard and I can't, oh my God. Get over it, right? So if you have a fuel injected bike, that's awesome. That's great. You don't have to mess with it. If you have Electron, you don't have to. That's great also. But please stop whining about jetting bikes. It's not that hard. So this bike up here, I run the JD Red Needle in the number 2 position, and we're 5,000 feet here, or almost 6,000 feet here in Montrose, and then I ride it all the way to 13 or 13,500 feet, whatever, with no issues, no problems, no fouling plugs, no nothing. It works great. And then I run a 380 main jet, and then the 32.5 Pilot that it comes with. So that's what I run up here. To go to Oklahoma, this is all, like, I'm not joking. To go to Oklahoma, all I'm gonna do is put a 410 main jet in this and ride it. Okay, I'm not changing the needle, I'm not changing the Pilot. I'll fiddle with the air screw, get that dialed in, but I'm just putting a 410 main jet in it. Stick with this through this whole thing. I'm gonna make a playlist about the Oklahoma Gold Rush. You can watch all the videos we put up about it, because like I said, they're gonna be racing 3 different disciplines and 4 different races, and anyway, it's gonna be crazy. So there'll be lots of videos on it, lots of review videos afterwards, things like that. But I'm telling you right now, that's all this thing needs, and it's gonna be perfect. So that's what I'm doing for jetting. Suspension wise, I'm leaving it alone. It's already really, really good. So I'm not gonna touch any clickers. I'm just gonna go ride it. Like I said, if you have any questions about any of that stuff, let me know. Pipe wise, I'm running an SRT because it's inexpensive and it works just fine. They're 150 bucks retail and I like them, so that's what I'm running. As far as guards, I got the System Tech Racing front disc guard on there, which I really, really like. We got a Moto Minded headlight, which will not get used. I got an SRT radiator guards. Nate, if you're watching this, I would really love a set of bulletproof radiator guards. Sorry I didn't buy those from you on this bike. I'm gonna get a set eventually. The SRTs are fine, but honestly, the bulletproofs are just a million times better. So we've got System Tech Racing clutch cover guard, System Tech Racing brake reservoir extender to add more fluid. This thing, super duper important on KTMs. It's the System Tech Racing caliper cooler. That makes all the difference between boiling brakes and not boiling brakes. I got the System Tech Racing disc guard, which I really, rear disc guard, which I really like. running Warp 9 wheels because I had them. A friend of mine gave them to me. I don't really care about wheels. Yeah, bike looks good. I'm excited about it. Yes, I'm leaving the Rent Me stickers on it because I think it's hilarious. And representing the Scottish flag. So yeah, I'm excited. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If we've earned your subscription, please hit the subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. Also, go ahead and click the little notification bell. Like it's gonna be right there. Right there, you see it? Click that thing, make sure it's clicked, because that way YouTube will let you know when we upload new videos. If you're relying on the Facebook feed, that doesn't always get out there. So get that. We're going to be doing, like I said, live videos from the track. I'll probably do even a YouTube live video from the track if I can get good enough coverage. And yeah, the boys are going to be racing. My 13-year-old is on this KX100. My 10-year-old is on this KX65. Those kids are psyched and ready to go. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I hope you guys enjoy all the videos that come out of this thing. I hope you like what we're doing. Like I said, comment below any questions. If you got other ideas of videos you want to see us do, other how-to videos, ride videos, whatever, race videos, let me know. Yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate you watching. I really hope that you get out, spread the gospel of two wheels. We need more people riding dirt bikes. We got to get more people riding dirt bikes because it's the best sport ever, and it teaches responsibility, athleticism, teaches you how to be financially responsible. Well, or not, but you got to earn money to pay for these things. Generally keeps kids out of trouble because they're too busy trying to earn money to pay for dirt bikes. So yeah, we got to get more people riding. So get out there, spread the gospel of two wheels. Share this video with people. Get stoked about something, man. Get psyched about riding dirt bikes. And really, no matter what happens, I don't care what the weather does, all that stuff, please find some time to ride your dirt bikes.